little bit different subject, which is very, very important. Critical infrastructure like electricity. एक कहावत है कि पहले जिसको कहते हैं बिन पानी सब सून। आजकल मैंने उस कहावत को थोड़ा बदला है, मैंने कहा बिन बिजली सब सून, क्योंकि अगर बिजली नहीं होगी तो पानी भी नहीं आएगा। और जिस तरह से हम डीप टेक, डेटा साइंस, डेटा एनालिटिक्स, आपको पता है डेटा सेंटर आने वाले हैं इंडिया में, वो क्या लोड होगा? आपकी पूरी कानपुर सिटी के लोड का 3 गुना लोड एक डेटा सेंटर का होगा। So how much is the requirement in future for electricity, which is very, very critical infrastructure, but we are very cautious that how we are going to generate electricity. Because if you ask me what are the 2 major challenges world is facing right now, according to all the data, the first challenge is energy security. You see how geopolitically it is connected. So energy security and environmental concern. These are the 2 major challenges world is facing right now. And if you want to ask me the solution for both the problem, the solution is only one, that is more and more renewable energy. Especially in contrast with India, we are having sunlight, we are having water, with geothermal also in Ladakh. So we have to go for this energy production, but keeping into the mind of energy sustainability and renewable energy. Just to understand what is the environmental concern, these are the some photographs. Many of us have visited Ladakh. Ladakh at the time of 1990s are like that, and now you can see what is Ladakh is. Similarly, if you see the Svalbard valley in Norway, you can see that how it was looking in 1939. 2002, 2024. So need not to say that global warming is future tense, it is very much present tense. Although some people like Trump don't believe on it, they say that through technology they can find out the solution. But we all remember, especially in the physics, Tao of Physics book, the author, he has written recently one more book, which is Web of Life, and clearly he has told that no 100% technology solution is possible for the world environmental problem. So we need to change ourselves, and it is very much official that every time the climate we are facing, that every year is the hottest year, we are seeing a lot of disturbances, we all know that. I am not going into the detail, but what are the problems which we are facing? This is generated by the human and by the nature. And especially I come from electricity industry, and this is very dirty industry because almost all the CO2 emission, 80% is coming from the car. So a lot of emphasis is given that how we can do the energy transition in such a way that in future we will be able to have a sustainable energy. And we are very proud to say that India has done a commitment in COP26 that we are going to add 500 gigawatt by 2030 renewable energy. Our present installed capacity is 470 gigawatt, and we have done a commitment that by 2030 we will be adding 500 gigawatt renewable capacity. Very good, very ambitious goal set up by any nation in the world. But what are the problems? If we are going for renewable energy, the core electrical engineers people are a little bit uncomfortable because they need to see the grid. And grid is governed by some technical parameter. So we need to see that how we are going to do the system integration of the grid with the renewable energy, which is of intermittent nature. So a lot of research is going on in this direction, but yes, we don't have any solution, and we are very close to achieve 500 gigawatt very soon. So if you see the pattern of the global energy and emission scenario, the per capita global consumption figure and what we are having in India is a little bit different. So there is always a debate between the developed nation, developing nation. Kyoto Protocol failed, then Copenhagen Summit failed, then Paris is a little bit successful. Now everyone is ready, but as we are moving as a transitional economy, India is no more developed nation, not a developing nation. We are a transitional economy. We want to become developed by 2047. So when we really want to develop, if you see the index for development, one very important index is per capita consumption. And our per capita consumption is one third of the world average. And this will increase because as we are becoming progressive, GDP is increasing, we need more and more electricity. See this water, it is not sustainable. They are using a lot of electricity. So if some environmentalist will come, he will object on that. But maybe sometime in future we will be having more nuclear, we will be having breakthrough technology, then there is no need to save the electricity. But right now, when we are producing electricity, 60% electricity is still produced in India through thermal, which is not a good way of producing electricity, so we need to save all this. So power sector is going to play a major role. We are all are talking in COP26. Our Honorable Prime Minister has set up another goal, Panchamrit goals, and one of that is to achieve the net zero by 2070. So global, if you see the data, then CO2 emission in a world is coming through electricity sector. And the second graph shows that per capita CO2 emission by different sector. Then you can see that the major contributor is our sector, our energy sector. So this is again the way how emission is contributed by different sector. Again you can see that the major share, 76% of emission is coming from energy sector, followed by agriculture, very less contribution by industry. So we really need to work very hard to produce a green energy to achieve the goal of net zero. And this in India actually, if you see global scenario or Indian scenario, as already mentioned, we are still relying a lot on coal for producing electricity. So we all know that in past 79 years, अभी जल्दी से हमने 15 अगस्त में अपना 79 Independence Day मनाया है. So when we got independent in 47, that time our total installed capacity was 1,300 megawatts. And now we are having 470 gigawatts. We are number 3rd in the world as far as installed capacity is considered. And similarly in the renewable energy capacity, we are also number 3rd in the world. But with this 470 gigawatt capacity, we want to double in the next 20 years. So that's why you can see that how vibrant is the energy sector. And I always tell the student, please do something which will connect you to the energy sector. Because there are a lot of jobs which are available in the sector. Industries, I am working very closely with them. They are always saying that we are not getting good engineers who are ready to make their hand dirty. Because सबको कंप्यूटर पे काम करना है, ठीक है वो भी चाहिए ठीक ठाक, लेकिन इसके लिए बिजली कहाँ से आएगी? तो हमको पावर प्लांट में काम करने वाले इंजीनियर्स भी चाहिए, हाइड्रो साइट्स में काम करने वाले इंजीनियर्स भी चाहिए. So there is a huge scope in this sector for job opportunity in coming years, because whatever we have achieved in the past 79 years, we want to achieve in the next 20 years. So this is the graph of development of this sector. But of course, this sector is facing a lot of challenges because in terms of the infrastructure, if you the entire electricity sector has a 3 main components: generation, transmission, and distribution. If you want me to compare my generation and transmission with any developed nation, we are at par. But distribution sector is very, very poor condition. And that sector is the most important sector because money flows back to the sector through distribution only. अगर आप बिजली का बिल नहीं देंगे तो ट्रांसमिशन कंपनी को भी पैसा नहीं मिलेगा और जनरेशन कंपनी को भी पैसा नहीं मिलेगा. तो इसमें आप बिजली का बिल नहीं दे रहे हैं तो इसके लिए टेक्नोलॉजी भी आजकल आ गई है कि आप बिजली की चोरी नहीं कर सकते. So we are facing a lot of challenges in terms of existing infrastructure, in terms of environmental impact on generation, and growing demand. Demand is growing drastically, but fortunately we can say that presently there is no demand supply gap in the sector, but this should not occur in future. So we want to add more and more energy, but through sustainable way. So we are in the energy transition. There are mainly 3 pillars, which was one is the decentralization. So we are having more renewable energy in the form of decentralization. The another pillar is digitalization, which we are going for digitalization. So smart grid, smart technology, energy storage, lot of smart electricity in future. So a lot of meters you might have seen in your home, and you might have read in the newspaper. There is a lot of opposition also for smart meters कि डेटा इधर से उधर हो जाता है, लेकिन ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. जैसे मुद्रा ने कल बताया था कि जो आपकी मशीन्स हैं वोट डालने वाली, उसको कुछ नहीं कर सकते, वैसे ही स्मार्ट मीटर को भी हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं. So this technology will take care. SCADA, which is supervisory control system, are going to come up in 300 cities in future. We are taking lot of care with the help of technology to make our grid efficiency more efficient in future, and we are able to improve the reliability also. Also, we are working very hard. IIT Kanpur is also working on sodium battery, to how to have battery storage system. We are also going for pump hydro storage system. This pump hydro storage system are also going to act like a battery in future, and lot of things for improvement of renewable energy. So a lot of focus on research and innovation when we are moving towards energy transition. This is not the first time where we are moving on energy transition, but this time energy transition is very critical because we know that how important it is to take care of the environment. Otherwise, our whole planet is in the danger situation. But I don't believe कि लोग बोल देते हैं कि एक अर्थ का चेहरा लगा देते हैं, उसमें थर्मामीटर लगा देते हैं कि हमारी पृथ्वी बीमार हो गई, उसको बुखार है, उसको कभी बुखार नहीं आ सकता. वो तो हम जैसे पैरासाइट को कभी भी खत्म कर सकते हैं. तो हमको अपनी चिंता करनी है, हमको अर्थ की चिंता नहीं करनी है. आपको तो ठीक है, जब तक देखना है देख लेगी, नहीं तो वो आपको पैरासाइट की तरह उड़ा देंगे. So a lot of work is going on the basic sciences as well as applied sciences. Lot of funding we are hearing from different agencies how they are going to give the funding so that we can have a lot of innovations in future in the past as well as the coming time. So because of the time constraint, I am not going into more detail, but I would like to discuss that how NPTI is also contributing for making skilling in the people in the past sector. So there is a lot of policy changes which are happening in regulation, in technologies, so that we can take care of the energy transition, regulatory framework, economics, incentive, long-term energy planning we are doing in this sector so that we can ultimately go for clean and green energy in future. By the way, we have made one green corridor also where we can actually float electricity from one place to another place through the green energy transition. So, how we are doing? So, as we are changing, our old engineers are not familiar with the smart meter, AMI, SCADA. So, there is a huge demand for skilling and in to the manpower. So that this is the important role NPTI is playing, which is the nodal agency from Ministry of Power for providing the skilled National Power Training Institute. We have 11 centers across India, but unfortunately no center in UP. But in Delhi we are having 2 centers, corporate offices in Delhi. So we are doing a lot of training to fill the skill gap in the power sector by providing the technology, emerging technologies training, by providing and addressing the skill gap. So we are also doing a lot of training in terms of PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. So when everybody, the Honorable Prime Minister has set up a target of 1 million houses need to have a solar rooftop. So we really need to integrate this with the other electric utilities. So that purpose we are also doing. Lot of technology and integration penetrations. Lots of skill also. We are covering the core technical skill with the help of our simulators in various centers. So we are planning to give the training and capacity building, and we are also coming up through very advanced technology demonstration center in one of the units in Badarpur, where we are taking the energy intensive industry and what are the best practices that we have displayed there. And then we are also coming up with the National SCADA Center, and because of the time constraint I will not go, but I really want to give some point on the case study where we have seen that in the entire South Asia the women participation is very less. So we have selected with the help of World Bank and ADB funding 110 women from South Asia. We have given them mid-career women 1 year training, and the result was amazing. and the certification was done by Honorable Sunam Mukherjee on 8th of August. Thank you so much, and I hope